Hi guys, it's Faye.
And I'm Kitt.
So today we're continuing our Let's Write series, which I have deemed Project X. Don't know if you saw that, Kit.
Hadn't, but I have now. Thank you for that.
Deemed it Project X. It makes it sound more exciting than it is. Anyway, today we're going to be working on characters, which is basically just going to be a planner making a pantser think about things before we write. So, welcome to the torture series, essentially.
Yep, the whole preparation is just going to be, let's see what it takes to make the pantser cry.
So, I've made a template for characters, and I was saying to Kit before we started filming that I have made it pantser friendly. So, it's not as in depth as I would usually go, but it's enough, I think, to satisfy my need to plan, and also so that when we start writing, Kit doesn't put all the character information in a big chunk when we introduce the characters.
I'll move it around later.
Let's try hit the nail on the head before we get there. Right, I'm going to share my screen. Oh, you need to let me share the screen.
Oh, soz. Share screen. I don't want to share my screen. Try now.
Thanks. Okay, so here's my little template. It's pretty basic. I need to move that because it's in the way. Okay, so I split it into three little groups. So we've got general information, basically stuff that I just think is stuff to know throughout the story. Yes.
What's POB?
Place of birth.
Okay.
I was going to go through that in a minute in the example one.
Soz. Yeah.
That's why you don't bring a pantser to the planning session. Then I've got physical information, and then I like to do a little bit of a backstory. So I did make an example. It's a very brief example, and go away. So I made it about myself. So, character name, obviously Faye Liddel. I am 24 years old. This is my actual date of birth. My place of birth, I put England. Obviously, if it needs to be more specific, then make it more specific. Say, for example, if you're writing a sci-fi, I find, and you've got specific planets and places, and you've made this whole solar system, whatnot, this is a good point to put where they're from. Also, if you're using the modern world to put what country they're from, it will affect their dialect, so it's obviously something to think about. Parents, I've just written on here mum and dad at the minute because I don't want to tell you my parents' names, I'm not gonna lie. But obviously you'd put parents' names. If, say, there's information like one of them is deceased, put it next to them in like brackets, say they're divorced or whatever. Any information you want to put there, just put it into that bit that is referencing to the parents. Siblings, I always think is a good one to have anyway, just keep track of characters and how they're related to each other. Then for family, I would use that for extended family. So for your aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, etc. But obviously you don't need a full family tree. You just need the family members that are going to appear in the story. So if they have a great aunt, like called Florence or something, they're never mentioned in the story, don't really need to write it down. I mean, do what you want, but
just then a whole family tree, just because you can.
For the fun of
That's something you would do, to be honest.
I may have already. Anyway, So then physical appearance, height is something that I always try and note down, because how you would write those characters in a conversation. So there'd be a certain way, obviously it won't affect the dialect, but there's a certain way that the character would stand. Obviously, if they're like me, 5'4", and they're talking to someone taller than them, chances are they're probably going to have a sore neck. Something that can be mentioned is, I heard my mum shout about the football.
I'm not the only one watching it.
Anyway, with obviously your height, it's something that affects your day to day. So it's stuff that, like, can you reach this? You know, it's just little things that make your character a bit more 3D. Eye colour, hair colour, skin colour, that's all just stuff that I like to reference, though I personally will normally find a inspiration picture to base a character off. So I'll have that alongside the basic description. And then we've got the defining features. It's stuff that people notice. So say, oh my God, the whole street. I think England just scored.
No, we just missed.
Oh, what?
Just.
I'm yelling.
Because we shouldn't have missed.
For anyone who's watching, because we're probably not going to cut most of this out, that England are playing in the semi-finals at the minute against Denmark. Kitt is currently watching it, which is why she's not paying attention, and also she hates me because I make a plan.
You're making me plan. You're making me miss football. Did we? Wait, I think we just. We scored! Yes! Okay, sorry.
As you can tell, Faye is not bothered by the football. Anyway, back to what we're meant to be doing. So defining features is what you would put on, like, what I would imagine is like a wanted poster or a missing poster. Something that is specific to the character that makes them different to obviously everyone else. So I've got tattoos. I've got a little red fleck in my right eye. And I've got a scar across my forehead. Those are things that can quite easily be pointed out before anything else. Then in the section where I put backstory, it's just a brief backstory. But what I would say is only put the relevant information. You don't need a full, they were born on this day on a sunny Friday afternoon. Like, it doesn't matter. You want the relevant information that brought them to the point where you are starting. That's what I find helps. If there's stuff like certain events that happen in the story that affect this specific character, whack in their backstory. Just want to obviously make sure that you've got enough information that you feel you can start writing. So this is what we've got. This is the template that we'll be using. It's pretty basic. Like I said, it's not what I would normally use. I normally go into much more detail, but it's pantser friendly. So we are going to, now that Kitt's calmed down, we are going to make a couple of character profiles for our main characters. How many have we got? How many main characters are we calling? Just the two sisters?
I think so, yeah. There's others that are kind of important to the story, but not necessarily main characters.
Yeah, we can do them another day, or off camera at least.
Yeah, I think, yeah, just the sisters, really.
But do you know what would make more sense if we pulled up the sheet that we made last time?
It would, actually. So that was us building our character profiles. You'll have to wait and read the book to find out how much detail we went into. I didn't cry, which I'm glad. I did get distracted by the football, though. So make sure that you like and subscribe this video. Leave a couple of comments if you've got any ideas about other characters we could include, and we'll
We're
see
still
you.
looking for character names as well.
Yes, character names are great. We still don't have character names for our main people. They're generic characters, but we'll touch back on that later. So we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Oh, also, I called them Lindsay and Roger. I don't know why. I just felt like it.
Sure, I thought you meant the sisters then. I was like, tips off Roger.
No, the parent, you
The
twat.
parent.